Foreign Affairs, Chapter 7, Bipartisan Showdown. Gaze at Blaine with concern as he stands awkwardly in your doorway. Blaine, what happened? Are you in trouble? I might be. We both might be. Your heart beats faster, and your grip tightens on the doorframe as the possibilities race through your mind. Blaine's possible expulsion, tabloid scandals, war. Zara hired a debate coach. Wait. That's it? That's your bad news? We don't even know if we're debating against Zara yet. I thought your countries had gone to war, that you'd been expelled, or... And why would you think I was gonna be expelled? Because I overheard your conversation with Aina? What, you're stalking me now? You can't stay away, can you? I was looking out for you, or I was looking for you because you bailed on the study session. And you're deflecting. What was the deal with the conversation? I got busted for disabling some alarms in the faculty dorm. Apparently that's considered a major security risk. It's not my fault those balconies have one of the best views on campus. If they don't want me to break in, they shouldn't have locked it up. You risk being expelled so you can hang out on a balcony? I really don't understand you. Maybe you would if you hung out more on balconies with me. Anyway, seems like organizing that trip to the hospital put me back in the dean's good graces. For now. Does that mean we can finally get some work done on our project? Hell yeah. Great. We've been through both sides of the Queen Madalena topic a few times now. How solid are you on Ragnarine Constitutional Crisis of 1897? Graham. That's the one next to Pasadena, right? No, it's an island nation. You're kidding, aren't you? Oh, you're too easy, Rutherland. Now let's show Zara and everyone else we don't need a coach to ace this debate. Finally, the morning of your world history debate arrives. You and Dee head to class together and your bodyguards trailing behind. As you walk, you realize Dee is muttering anxiously to herself. It's do or die, Dee. You can't screw this up. Dee, you seem a little edgy. Did you drink like 7 lattes again? You know 6 is your limit. Well, yes, but that's not the problem. Every time Evelyn and I meet up, we end up fighting over strategy instead of working. We don't even have a plan for rebuttal. We're gonna tank so hard right before Parents' Weekend, and if my mom and dad hear I whiff this, let's just say we're gonna be dealing with throw her in the dungeon levels of wrath. Do we really have a dungeon here? You didn't know about that? That aside, we've still got 10 minutes before class starts. Maybe I can help you and Evelyn get on the same page. For diamonds. What could you possibly do in 10 minutes? It's a lost cause, Clark. Well, see about that. It doesn't take you long to spot Evelyn striding across the quad towards the classroom. She narrows her eyes when she sees Dee beside you. There you are. Please tell me you've reconsidered our approach for the debate. About that, we need to talk. At a volume level below airplane engine, if possible. And why are you here, Clark? This is between Dee and I. I'm here to help. I'd hate to see you both blow the debate because of a stupid fight. And blowing the debate is definitely what's going to happen if we go with your boring plan, Evelyn. If by boring you mean actually informative, then sure. Why don't you two start at the beginning? What is it you're not agreeing on? I think the key to winning the debate is to keep the audience engaged. You know, with props, dramatic reenactments, the works. And I told her that if it's going to impress Professor Masako, we should focus on being factual, concise, and to the point. But our points won't stick if we don't make them memorable. Clark, tell Evelyn if we fail to put the audience to sleep. Looks like the two of them really do need a mediator to sort this out. Side with one of your classmates to build a reputation with them, or negotiate a compromise, earn diplomacy points with Booth. Please send help. D has a point. No matter how informative your arguments are, they won't persuade your audience if they aren't engaged. I told you, Evelyn. Hold on. Evelyn has a point too. If you go overboard on the drama, you won't have time to actually present an argument with real substance. Wait, what makes you a debate expert all of a sudden? It's not like you're any more experienced than me. Well, maybe not, but... It doesn't take an expert to see this won't work. You're bickering like children, not future world leaders. How's that gonna impress Professor Masako? That's true. Damn, harsh. Politics isn't just about facts and history. It's about negotiation too, and honestly, neither of you seem very good at it. So, what do you propose we do? Why don't we start with getting Evelyn some less frumpy clothing? Really? She's gonna make us look like a pair of old grannies up there. Hey, what's wrong with what I'm wearing? Let's try to focus on each other's strengths and not weaknesses, especially with class starting in about 5 minutes. Instead of wasting time trying to fix each other, think about how you balance each other out and with your different talents. For example, I bet Evelyn is good at, digging into details. You're a walking library, Evelyn. I bet you've researched these topics inside and out. Oh, of course I have. I nailed all the arguments and counter-arguments Professor Masako wanted us to learn, and even a few extra. Color me impressed. I sometimes forget that stuff on the spot, especially specific dates and treaty names. But D, you have some great strengths too. Like, your creativity. Your ideas are so interesting, it's no wonder you're usually the center of attention. You do have a knack for getting people to listen to you. Stop, you're gonna make me blush. I think we can combine both of your strengths and find a middle ground. I have an idea. I'll start off with my traditional debate strategy, but D can accompany my points with slogans and reenactments, so they're not a total dry. I can do that, but you will need to leave the room for me between the steady stream of facts. I suppose I can leave out some of the less compelling details in my argument to make room for your input. We'll have to wing a lot of it, but now that we're on the same page, that might not turn out so bad. I thought for a minute she meant literally leave the room. Yes, you're both come so far so fast, and in 7 minutes or less. Gotta get to class, bye. I really appreciate your advice, Clark. At this rate, there might be hope for our presentation. Seriously, thanks. I was dreading the debate, but now I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. D, I'm sorry for being stubborn. I'm trying to do what I thought was best, but I didn't mean to get personal. I understand. Honestly, I'm not used to people disagreeing with me, so I probably could have handled this better. Aw, look at you two! Like 2 golden girls. I'm glad you were able to work it out. Maybe someday you'll even be friends. I'm not sure I'd go that far. Oh, baby steps. And a shopping spree. D? I'm kidding, but I would for the record. Whatever happens today, at least we're able to work through our differences and cooperate. Even if we fail horribly, we can fail together, and then we can eat ice cream and cry. Well, we still have a few minutes left. I think we try to work out a quick plan for our presentation. Definitely. I have a few ideas already. They rush towards the classroom, and Murphy jogs after them, giving you an approving nod. You smile back and follow at your own pace with Tatum. A burst of nervous energy engulfs you as you enter the building. There's a crowd gathered around a bulletin board by the classroom door. What's going on? Is that the list for our debate opponents? Yep, lucky for us. We're up against Alexi and Henry. Looks like all that studying wasn't really necessary. We shouldn't underestimate them. Alexi might not be the most diligent student, but he's smart, and Henry's seriously competitive. They could surprise us. The only surprise would be if Alexi and Henry can make it 5 seconds without arguing with each other. Clark's right. It's always a mistake to underestimate your opponent. Blaine smirks at Tatum, as if accepting some sort of unspoken challenge. Unless that opponent has absolutely no chance and is only deluding themselves. We'll see who's deluded soon, I'm sure. Tatum gives Blaine a long, hard look and then shakes his head, turning to you. I'll be back at the back of the room. Good luck, Clark. Professor Masako strides through the crowd of students and on his way to the classroom, Aina just behind him. It's time for class. Everyone, please take your seats. Let's jump right in. Our first topic will be, was Queen Madalena the despised as infectual as commonly believed? Dee and Evelyn will be arguing her nickname was a slanderous propaganda, and that she accomplished many things during her brief reign. Peter and Zara will be arguing the opposite, that Queen Madalena deserves her negative reputation. Watch as Evelyn and Dee calmly stride to the front of the classroom and face off against Peter and Zara. Queen Madalena's nickname, the despised, says it all. She was deeply unpopular among her citizens, and many of them even fled the country when she rose to power. But her unpopularity wasn't her fault. As Western world's first female ruler, the biases against her overshadowed her policies. To illustrate my point, we'd like to reenact an excerpt from the stone carvings sent from a noble to her friend during that era. Evelyn nods to Dee, who springs forward dramatically and acts out an ancient message. A lady is our ruler. What's next? Our ostriches taking flight and darkening the skies. We must open the other nobles' eyes to the severity of this farce. Now this is fun. Dee scowls ferociously and shakes a clenched fist at Professor Masako, who looks amused. As a member of Parliament, I refuse to acknowledge the legitimacy of her rule. Dee's performance elicits a few giggles from the audience. Blaine leans over and whispers in your ear. Funny, last I heard Dee and Evelyn were at each other's throats. Sounds like you need better sources, because from what I can tell, they're nailing it. You're really getting into this whole diplomat and training thing, aren't you? Hey, it's good practice for the future. Sure it is, because you're here to get a head start on making allies, right? I mean, yeah, my focus is on foreign policy. What else would I be doing? Maybe living a little, enjoying one of the few times in your life you're not under heavy supervision? Ah, yes, of course, I should be using my time at this prestigious institution to party. Thanks for the input, Blaine. Just my 2 cents, but for what it's worth, you clearly did a good job talking to Dee and Evelyn. The compliment catches you off guard. You're about to say something else when Peter speaks up, snapping your attention back to the debate. We'd like to present a rebuttal. Once her debate draws to a conclusion, Professor Masako applauds, beaming. Well done, both sides. You both put on an admirable fight. However, one pair particularly wowed me with their informative and engaging arguments, and the winners of the debate are Evelyn and Dee. Yes, we did it! Hell yeah, we did. We rule. I actually think I'm a Team Queen Medina now. I'm going to power nap through class, but this was worth staying awake for. Our next debate will be on whether the Brescian Empire would have fallen if Mount Hapiton hadn't erupted. Alexei and Henry will be arguing that the Breton downfall was inevitable. Clark and Blaine will be arguing the opposite, that the Empire would have survived for years to come had the disaster never occurred. So basically, Pompeii. This is it. We got this. Love the positive attitude, Rutherland. It's just a fact. We've gone over the volcanic topic 1,000 times. We're practically experts. You, Blaine, Alexei, and Henry take your positions at the front of the room, you notice Aina discreetly giving you a thumbs up. You'll nail it. Alexei and Henry, why don't you start us off? The eruption of Mount Hapiton was the biggest plot twist of the first millennium, but even if it didn't erupt, the Britishans would have wiped themselves out. The Empire had absorbed tons of smaller countries, so everyone was always fighting over language, religion, food. It was only a matter of time before it self-destructed. It's just as likely that their people would have reconciled their differences eventually. That's right. Plenty of multicultural communities manage to thrive. In fact, modern society, these differences often straighten a nation. I beg to differ. I mean, look at you two. You're constantly fighting. Yeah, the fact that your country is split apart is proof that when an empire gets too big and diverse, it collapses. History repeating itself. There's some murmuring in the audience, and Professor Masico leans forward, his expression unreadable. Actually, your example proves my point. Our countries are still tied by bonds of diplomacy, and we work together when we need to. Case in point, Blaine and me right now. At a larger level, both our countries are doing well, no self-destruction in sight. It's like the relationship between Brescia proper and the colonies in northern Muria. They were ruled separately, but they were partners. In the audience, Professor Masico gives an approving nod. You feel a wave of encouragement wash over you. Though there were cultural conflicts in the Brescian Empire, many influential figures of the era were outspoken about living in harmony with their neighbors. The famed strongman Bor Ukbug proclaimed Brescia different and strong together forever during his legendary boulder toss. It was taken up as a rallying cry and marked a historic shift in public opinion. But you and Blaine easily trounce one argument after another, and by the time the debate comes to a close, your opponents look exhausted. In the end, Mount Habitan's eruption was insignificant. The Brescian Empire was bound to fall because their citizens had nothing in common. So you've basically circled all the way back around to your initial argument. I agree that the Empire's survival wouldn't have come easy, but instead of dismissing the people's differences as insurmountable, we should look at the gains Brescia was beginning to make precisely because of them. Let's over at Blaine and flash him a quick smile. We firmly believe that without the eruption, the Brescian Empire would have become a diverse and prosperous place for all of its people, and in fact, would have only become more powerful. I couldn't have said it better myself. To your relief, the room fills with applause as you finish your closing argument. Masico whispers with Aina for a few minutes before making his announcement. And the clear winner of this debate is Clark and Blaine. Excellent work, both of you. Yes, we did it! Not bad, Rutherland. I guess we make an okay team. Yeah, you did better than I thought. What's that supposed to mean? Have you already forgotten missing out on our study sessions? And all the time we spent arguing when we actually did manage to meet up? What can I say? I'm full of surprises. The rest of the debate passes quickly as you ride through your high of your victory through the end of the class. After class, Dee gathers everyone together outside. The Hell Project is finally over. Let's celebrate. What do you have in mind? There's the underground nightclub in the city. Meet there at 10. Everyone agrees, and Alexei texts the group the address. What's going on at 10? Tatum. Didn't realize you were so close. Not close enough, apparently. So you're gonna tell me the rest of the plan? We're sneaking out tonight to go to a club. And before you say anything, remember... socializing is part of the diplomacy. If I want to build up a rapport with my classmates, I need to work hard in both in and out of the classroom. I'm glad you're thinking about your future, but maybe tonight you should focus on letting loose. Wait, what? You're telling me to loosen up? You've been working hard, you deserve to have some fun. I'll try to give you as much privacy as I can, as long as I know you're safe. Thanks, Tatum. And before Diamond outfit. That night, you and Dee sneak off campus with Tatum and Murphy in tow. You arrive at what appears to be an abandoned warehouse downtown. Are you sure we're in the right place? The whole point of Underground is no one knows it's here. Come on, follow me. As soon as you enter the warehouse, you're assailed by flashing lights and loud music. The place is nuts from the outside. You'd never have even guessed it's a club. That's the idea. The only way you'll find out the place is knowing someone who knows someone, which means no unwanted press. Ding ding ding, you got it. We can go bananas without worrying about ending up on some tabloid. Yeah, right. You scan the room and are surprised to see a familiar face in one of the back corners. Hey, Ana's here too. I'm not surprised she's a local. Do you think she wants to join us? Somehow I doubt our TA wants to party with us. But then again, maybe you can change your mind. Oh, I see the others. She pulls you through a side door to the bar where your classmates are gathered. Tatum slips off to the side with the other bodyguards. Look who decided to show up. I was starting to think you'd got busted by security. Have a little faith in the crown. So what's the plan? Should we start out on the dance floor, then get drinks? Lighten up, Evelyn. We're here to have fun. We don't need to make a whole agenda. But you're right about getting drinks. First round's on me. It's a concoction Alexei and I have been working on back at the suite, so I hope you all like a grenadine. But before anyone can respond, Henry disappears into the crowd, returns a short while later with a tray of drinks in hand. Round 1. Take a sip. Looks like one of those snow cones. This is surprisingly good. Yes, we should make it our signature cocktail. But a signature drink needs a name. I know. Let's call it the Vancross Sunset. Oh, I like that. I vote for Vancross Sunset. Woo-hoo! Vancross Sunset forever. You all let out a cheer and make for the dance floor, drinks in hand. After a few songs, you decide to take a break. You look around and see Blaine on the other end of the room nursing another Vancross Sunset. Tatum is leaning against the wall by the bar, watching you protectively. And Ana is hanging out with a few locals. Oh, wonder who I should talk to first. Ana. As you walk up, Ana is adamantly telling a story to one of her friends when she catches sight of you. Her face lights up. Clark, I was expecting to see you here. We wanted to celebrate our debate project being over, so, you're not gonna report us, are you? That would be like reporting yourself, you dummy. I would never. You all deserve to blow off some steam tonight. Hold on, this is Clark, the one from your class? The one and same. Clark, let me introduce you to Simi. It's nice to meet you. Ana's told me a lot about you. But only good things, I promise. They have the banter and ease of two people who have known each other for a long time. You shake Simi's hand. So, are you two dating? Just friends. When I moved out of my parents' house, Simi helped me get my couch up 5 flights of stairs, even though I was a total stranger. And the rest is history. Besides, you repaid the favor by showing me all the cool local spots. Simi turns to you with a smile. It's funny you mentioned dating, though. I keep telling Ana she needs a little romance in her life. I appreciate the concern, but what I actually need is more hours in the day. Though I suppose if someone were already in the same circles as me, it could work. Her eyes flick towards you for a moment, and then she looks away. So how did you find out about this place? Actually, Simi is the DJ tonight. I wanted to come support her. Really? I'm loving what you're playing so far. Thanks. Actually, she should probably get going. Or we should. I promised Ana she could DJ a little with me for the next set. Ah, lucky. Do you want to come with me, Clark? If we ask nicely, we might even, they might even let us pick the playlist together. I, for one, can't wait to make the whole room listen to the music I like. I wonder what that is. I'm in. Follow me. Simi leads you and Ana backstage and gives you a quick rundown of what to expect. The crowd can be a little wild sometimes, but you can feed off their energy. How wild are we talking? Just enough to get your blood pumping. Exactly. The most important thing to remember is just to have fun with it. The crowd cheers as the three of you enter the DJ booth. Before we return to you to your regularly scheduled programming, I've got a special treat lined up. 2 wannabe DJs are going to see if they've got what it takes to spin and mix with the best of them. First up, Clark. How did Clark get up there? My sweet mate has his ways. Woo, go Clark, tear it up! By the way, does anyone want another one of those Vancross sunset drinks? Those are so awesome. Take it away, Clark. I could play something, romantic. Choose a sexy song with good rhythm, and the crowd pairs off into sultry, slow dances. The song is kinda hot. Oh, our little boy's growing up. He's not the only one. I mean, look at that couple. Very interesting. You know, I believe that a person's taste in music says a lot about them. Oh, really? And what does mine say? You're passionate and not afraid to show it. Am I right? Guess you'll have to stick around to find out. At the end of the song approaches, Simi takes the mic again. Next on the roster, Aina. You watch Aina tuck a strand of hair behind her ear. She deliberates over the next song. Before you can look away, Aina turns and catches you staring. Sorry, am I taking too long? No, I'm just interested to hear what you'll play. I realized I don't know much about your music taste. Well, you're about to find out. Let's try this. And it fades into a song that you've never heard before. Yeah, okay. It's different from the other songs you've heard over the course of the night, but it's instantly catchy. Oh, have I never heard this on the radio? It slaps! Oh, stop it, Lexi. This is great, Aina. Who is this? A local duo. I saw them play a show a year ago and fell in love instantly. Their songs really spoke to some things I was feeling at the time. That's what I appreciate about music. It can reflect your emotions in a way that you might not be able to express with words. I had no idea you were such a music lover. Maybe you should become a full-time DJ. Well, for now, I enjoy being a TA, so we'll see if I've got DJing in my future. But if you're interested, maybe we could swap playlists sometime. I'd love to hear what you're into. It's a deal! I'll take any chance I can learn to learn more about you. You know, I've always thought listening to someone else's playlist is kind of intimate. I agree. None of you know that I wouldn't swap playlist with just anyone. We're using puns. I was hoping you'd say that. As the lights pulse and hypnotic music plays, you can't help but be drawn into Aina's bright smile. Let's give our guest DJs a hand, everyone. I'd better kick them off before they get too good at this, or I'll be out of a job. Thanks for letting us do this, Emmy. Follow Aina backstage, her heart still pounding from the adrenaline of being up in the DJ booth. That was exciting. I didn't realize sharing music like that could give you such a rush. Definitely. There's the jitters over whether or not people will like it, and the satisfaction when it's a hit. I'm glad I had you up there with me, though. Oh, I am too. Aina's side brushes against yours as you make your way through the piles of equipment back towards the main part of the club. Phew, I'm still kind of hyped from that. I need to get some energy out. Why don't we get a little closer? Step a little closer and she slides in your arms easily, holding your gaze. Your bodies pressed together, swaying in time to the music. Are you trying to help me wind down or get me more excited? That depends on you. I guess we'll have to keep going and see what happens. I guess we will. You're holding her so close that you can feel her heart beat through her blouse. She gives you a smile and leans a little closer. Clark! I think that's Clark, right? God, sweet mother of... You're interrupted by your classmates. You and Aina pull away as they approach. Oh my god, Clark. How did you get invited to the DJ booth? That was so cool. I hate both of you right now. Oh, I hate you too. Hey, Aina, what was the name of the track you played? Yes. Do you know more songs like that? Oh, sure. Let me get my phone and I can text you the name of the album. Ugh. With a smile and a wave, you leave Aina with the others and make your way through the crowd once more. Tatum. You lean against the wall next to Tatum, imitating his pose. He fights back a smile. What's up? I just want to say thanks for being cool about tonight. Don't mention it. I'm just glad you didn't take me into a full-on rave. Really? But it seems so like your scene. I'd rather not have to guard you in a dark room with lasers and lights bursting all over the place. And for the record, I'm not a big EDM fan either. Aw, Tatum. I could find a way to make it tonight more enjoyable. If we danced really close, you'd be able to protect me from all angles. Are you trying to help me do my job or distract me from it? Maybe a little of both? Smile flickers across his face, but it's gone in almost an instant as he scans the room, again crossing his arm. You should loosen up, Tatum. You're so on edge all the time. I have to be. I have to keep you safe. Look around, Tatum. There are bouncers at the door, bodyguards are everywhere, and most of the people here are from Vancross. Nothing's gonna happen. Still, I'd rather not take the risk. You were the one telling me that I deserve to unwind. You need a break, too. When was the last time you relaxed? Tatum furrows his brow, concentrating. I guess I was at a family barbecue last year. My cousin challenged me to see who could down the most tequila shots. I got way too drunk, but I had fun. I don't have many opportunities these days to go wild. Well, we could always make more opportunities. Tonight would be a great start. I guess if I told Murphy to keep an eye on you, it wouldn't hurt to relax a little, as long as you promise to stay close. Let's party with Tatum! Just like 7 shots, and then I promise I'll leave you to your word. If you insist. You lead Tatum to the bar and flag down the bartender. 4 shots of tequila, please. You and Tatum sit down as the bartender quickly pours your shots and places them in front of you. Grab one. How about a toast? To what? To us. Flash Tatum a warm smile to your surprise. He returns it. And picking up where we left off. You and Tatum clink your glasses together and down the drinks. Tatum chuckles as your lips reflexively pucker. Still can't handle tequila, huh? I just have specific tastes. Remember that time you snuck a sip of your mom's margarita when we were 11? You made the exact same face. I guess some things never change. At the other side of the bar, a rowdy group cheers. What's going on over there? Tatum stands up and cranes his neck to see past the crowd. Looks like people are doing body shots off of Henry. Oh yeah, maybe we should copy them, and no way, we are not doing body shots. Ah, Tatum, I want to see your wild side. Tonight's supposed to be about loosening up. Tatum's cheeks go bright red. When I said that I didn't think you'd... I mean... Tatum pauses for a minute as if deliberating with himself. Fine, just one. Deal, you go first. He clears some space on the bar, on the top of it, to make room for Tatum while he takes off his shirt. Jesus Christ, we're escalating this fairly quickly. Damn, you really did grow up. Army training has its benefits. Now come on, let's get this over with. You can't help but stare at his exposed chest as he lays on the bar top. He picks out a lime wedge while you grab some rim salt from behind the bar. Alright, time for the important decision. Where should I sprinkle it? Well, if we're doing this, we might as well go all in, boys. You lick a spot on Tatum's neck and sprinkle some of the rim salt on it. Careful, the stubble might be a little rough. Oh, you have stubble, my ass. Maybe I like it rough. Now get that lime ready. He puts the rind of lime wedge in his mouth and closes his eyes. You run your tongue up the length of his neck, carefully licking up every grain of salt. A muffled moan escapes his lips. You take this as a sign to press on and down your shot of tequila. Then you bring your lips to his mouth. You bite the lime from between his teeth, your lips brushing ever so slightly against his in the process. Once the sour lime juice completely drowns out the taste of salt, you pull back. That was, wow. See? Wasn't so bad, was it? I'll let you be the judge of it. It's your turn now. He puts his shirt back on as you dress just enough to expose your upper body. You lay down on the bar top and Tatum hands you a lime wedge. As he lightly sprinkles some salt on your stomach, he casts a few glances at your exposed body. Right, he just slipped back on his shirt. Motherfucker's wearing a suit! The position of lime in your mouth, and wait. He brings his lips an inch away from your stomach before stopping. That's when he mutters something under his breath. You barely manage to make out what he says over the booming music. I can't. As soon as the words escape his lips, he pulls away from you, his expression a mixture of longing and frustration. He quickly composes himself. Hey, what about the shot? We should stop. I'm sorry. Oh, okay, if you say so. You brush off the salt and slip your clothing back on. Tatum doesn't meet your eyes. Are you alright? I'm fine, I think we might have got a little carried away. Our relationship is supposed to be strictly professional. Tatum, it doesn't have to be, though. We both know there's more between us than what we want to admit. Can't we just be honest with each other tonight? Look, I care about you. There's a lot I would say if I wasn't your bodyguard. But I am, and I need to focus on keeping you safe. I can't let myself get distracted, not even by you. He gives you a sad smile and brushes his hand against yours. But I appreciate you helping me let loose a little bit tonight. I needed that. Yes. Many fappings later. You take a deep breath and nod. You understand where he's coming from, even if you don't agree. I'm glad you had fun. I should let you get back to the party. You know where to find me if you need me. Tatum returns to a spot against the wall, guarding you from afar, and you glance around the club. Up in the club, y'all. You push your way through the crowd towards Blaine. He locks eyes with you as you approach, his mouth curved into a half smile. Hey, partner. Our debate project is over. You don't have to buddy up with me anymore. Maybe I'm just trying to be genuinely nice. Clark Kent is being friendly to me, with no ulterior motive. Seriously, though, we do good today. I got nervous when Alexei brought up our country's conflict, but, I did too. But we figured it out in the end. He smiles at you, and for once it's genuine and warm instead of a sarcastic smirk. I guess this marks the end of our brief partnership. Yeah, it doesn't have to end here. I actually kind of liked working with you. Maybe we should partner up more. Are we talking in class or extracurricular? Why not both? I like this new Clark. Tell you what, I think our victory today deserves a proper celebration. Is sneaking out to go clubbing not a proper celebration? No, it's... if you're not dancing, it isn't. Oh, sorry, I didn't read that note on the official guide to celebrating. My bad. Look, Clark, I get it. You're focused on school, you're thinking about your career, and you've got your mom micromanaging your entire social life. But I can see how tightly wound up you are. You need to let loose, like really let loose. You think you've got me all figured out, huh? I've been in your shoes. I know what a person under pressure looks like. He sways in time to the music, moving a little closer to you. His eyes never leaving yours, he extends his hand to you. Just let the world melt away. Focus on the music. We might even be better dance partners than debate partners. Fine. I guess there's only one way to find out. You take Blaine's hand and lead him onto the dance floor. Once you carve a spot for yourselves in the crowd, Blaine starts to move. He lets the music wash over him, dictating his movements. As the tempo picks up, he glides along to the beat. His movements are so fluid, you can't help but stare. As he turns, he catches your eye. You gonna dance, or did you just come out here to gawk at me? You put on a very nice show. You think so? Still dancing, he lifts your chin with his right hand and grins. You don't have to stare. Why don't you get a little more involved? As he drops his hand, he trails fingers along your neck. He sways back and forth with the beat, enticing you closer with every movement. For someone who's supposed to be blowing off steam, you're not doing a whole lot of dancing. Yeah? Why don't you teach me? I can do that. I'll let go easy on you. You roll your eyes, but you can't help but smile as he moves behind you, resting his hands on your waist. It all starts with your core. Move your hips to the rhythm and the rest of your body will follow naturally. He rocked your hips with his hands and you could feel his breath against your neck. His body almost pressed right up against yours. It's always better with a partner to dance, I'm just saying. You make it feel so easy. And maybe we need to pick up the pace. He spins you around, pulling you close and begins moving in time with the music. Soon enough, the two of you are in perfect sync. Your heart races as you fall deeper under his spell. As you dance, the rest of the club seems to melt away. Your eyes locked firmly on Blaine, as if it's just only the two of you people in the world. And when the song you were dancing to fades into the next one, Blaine stops dancing and gestures towards the exit. I'm gonna get some air. You wanna come with? Sure, I could use a minute to cool down. You and Blaine slip outside. The night air is blissfully crisp against your skin. You know, now that the project's over, it's gonna be weird not having an excuse to hang out with you. Blaine turns to you, eyebrow cocked. Do we need an excuse to hang out? Honestly, I guess we don't. I want to spend time with you. That's all the reason I need to. Spoken like someone who's finally taking charge of his own life. You're giving me a pretty good reason. I know we didn't get off to the best start, but I like you, Clark. And whatever happens next, I want to make the most of tonight. You hold your gaze and you realize how close you're standing to each other. You can almost feel the heat radiating off of his body. Blaine... going for the kiss, huh? Why not? Even though you're outside of a club. Probably gonna have the paparazzo go click click. You lean in closer and your heart races as he presses his chest against yours. He leans in to whisper in your ear. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. You shiver as he gently nips at your ear, working his way up your neck until he finally reaches your lips. He kisses you softly at first, resting his hand on the back of your neck. Then he kisses grow more fervent, and you part your lips, opening yourself up to him. By the time you pull away, you're both panting. He rubs his thumb against your neck and gives you a long look. We should probably head back inside. You turn towards the door, but Blaine catches you by the wrist, and you meet his gaze. Thanks for tonight. This was nice. Yeah, it was. You're still smiling as you head inside and look around for the others. As the night wears on, you and your friends regroup on the side of the dance floor. Best night ever. I can't argue with that. Alexi, you're the coolest for inviting us to this. So cool. Also, that drink was very cool. Just skull me the ice, man. Oh my god, I love you all. I literally haven't had this much fun, and oh my god, I've never had this much fun. Am I boring? Maybe the real lesson we've learned today is drinking. I'm pretty sure the lesson is who can handle their liquor and who can't. Shut it. Everyone raised their Vancross sunset. To us. And pretending to be normal for once in our lives. Hear, hear. You all clink your glasses together with a cheer, ready to party for the rest of the night away. After a wild night of partying, you finally crawl into bed at 4 in the morning, utterly spent. Literally nothing will stop me from sleeping until noon. Give me 5 minutes. Seriously, your mother will be calling. But, just as you lie down, your phone goes off. Except maybe that. Mom arrives at 3 p.m. Crap, I totally forgot. Parents' weekend starts tomorrow. I'm guessing Dravosa and Neporvi will be probably next, figuring they're the lowest of stars. What happens when your mom and all the other world leaders descend on Vancross? Find out in the next chapter of Foreign Affairs. Can we teach our mom how to be a diplomat instead of constantly trying to be counterproductive for someone who's a quote-unquote president? I'm not even going to begin to comment on this book. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully you were all entertained. If so, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on any more content. By the way, there's a lot of content coming to our channel, so you should look forward to it. A lot of new games, a lot of demos, a lot of things that you probably have never heard of, never even feasted your eyes on, that you will not want to miss. By the way, if you happen to ever read the comments section, I basically always pin a comment. Some of them are usually the same. However, if you noticed, one of them has been a little different as of late. As I promised, we will be having more choices-based content coming very soon to this channel. If you've been tuning into my Twitch, you already noticed one of the games that we have been doing that is very choices-based. Don't worry, for you on YouTube who don't do Twitch, even though I really wish you would, feel free to keep in mind that a lot of that content will be hitting this channel soon. There is also a few other new games that we will be doing that has not been covered on Twitch that is in the works right now, as well as a brand new visual novel app and some other visual novel books that we will be covering here very soon. So, hopefully, you're all paying attention and looking towards what's going to happen in the future. Thank you all for tuning in. Catch you all later. Peace.